Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I don't know if this is gonna be, I don't think it's gonna be a comeback. I don't. I haven't posted on my YouTube channel since after giving birth, but prior to that we hadn't posted for a while. We had posted a bit of our move to Sweden, which we are still in. Prior to that we had done a lot of like our vacations, but now we're literally poor. So no vacations for us currently. Fun times. But I thought I would maybe share a day in the life with you guys of me working at home. I'm supposed to have class today, but it got canceled. So let's do a little recap of like where we're currently at, what life is entailing. Not really what life is entailing, but what happens currently. Sometimes life, it can be really hectic moving abroad. Sometimes life it's really boring. I think life is going to be probably boring until Jacob graduates and then we move to the area that we really want to live in. But welcome to everything. For those who are new to my channel, I'm Nora, an American mom living in Sweden. My husband and child are also American, soon to be another EU citizenship. Yeah, because they're going to have dual citizenship. I guess that's like word weirding. That's coming soon. And we moved here a little over a year and a half ago. I was pregnant with my son, gave birth here. We, in 2025, just had like some really bad luck things happen to us. So it's been hard since we've been here. We are functioning, you know. Currently, my husband is getting his master's degree at LTHUM in Lund. He is getting a master's in supply chain and logistics management. It's a mouthful. But he's currently working on his thesis right now. So he and another student are mostly just doing their like research project. And so he doesn't have any like in-person classes is what I'm trying to get to. Except that he now does full-time, daytime SFE. He is in SFEC. I do full-time, daytime SFED. I also work from home. Or I guess from my small businesses, and our son Henry, who's now 15 months old, I can't remember if I said that, he is attending preschool. And we're poor, we're like super poor. So, but we have family members in the US who want to watch us succeed and who help us pay for things. So that's the complication of it. But like I said, I was supposed to have class today from 8 to 1. My teacher had something urgent come up, so she had to go to a meeting and had to cancel classes. Just because my classes were canceled though doesn't mean that I don't have schoolwork. I have a packet that I need to work on a little bit today, but I really need to do a bunch of business stuff because, I don't know if I said what time it is, but it's almost 10 in the morning. Henry's drop off his time is at 10. Jacob's going to drop him off. Unfortunately, Jacob's coming back. I say unfortunately because I have a lot of complicated things that I need to be researching today, and any like him moving in the background and doing stuff like pulls my focus because I'm so ADHD. It makes it difficult for me to like get stuff done. So I say unfortunately not because I don't want my husband to come back, but because it's distracting and can be agitating when you're like trying to focus on something and then someone even walking by pulls your attention because you're literally ADHD. But he's only gonna make it back here for a short amount of time because he then has his class in the afternoon. It's the only day that he has it in the afternoon. All the other mornings or all other days he has it in the morning. My classes are like varied depending on the day. But like I said, so today I have to do working on my packet. And then I have to also manage getting stuff done around the house in between. I'm not very good at, when I was studying, I used to be really good at giving myself breaks. But when it comes to working at home, like when I get on like a grind and I'm like doing something, I'm not good at giving myself a break because I feel like it pulls my focus more to go do something else and then come back to it. But I need to be better at that because I need to juggle things today. So like I said, I gotta do homework. I gotta do stuff around the house. And on top of that, I have to work. And since it's Tuesday, Monday, I like really don't have any time to work except at night. And then on the weekends, I only get time to work when Henry is sleeping and at night, and or if we don't have like a bunch of stuff that we have to do over the weekend, then I sometimes get it done during the day, but that's more difficult with Henry. So especially if like Jacob's working, the weather has been not allowing Jacob to work because it's been too cold for him to safely go and work outside. In terms of my businesses, I have been running some small businesses my own small businesses since July, but I wouldn't consider that like really the start date because I was still like figuring out how everything works, and my stores like still aren't fully done. Like I'm still working on like optimizing the SEO, and I need to fix like a bunch of pricing on my Etsy store, and then working on like potentially running ads. I just opened a business bank account. It gets complicated because I do run part of the business in the US. So I opened up a TikTok seller shop in hopes to make more profit from that. The complication with that is that, I don't know why I turned southern there, is that I'm still waiting for some business paperwork to go through on the US business government end. Yeah, they make that complicated. So in terms of my TikTok shop, I'm probably not going to touch it today because I'm just waiting for paperwork to come back, and all of my listings, I like edited as many as I need to do last night. It's not the priority out of all the businesses. Then I recently started a Shopify account, and I'm trying to make a like Swedish embroidery shop. That's all. Like I used print on demand. I should probably mention that. I use print on demand, and Shopify is complicated. There's a lot to that. I had some ads going and had some good traffic on the website, and then there was an issue with that, so I stopped doing that at the moment. I do want to add more items, and I'm still editing the website. Like once I add more items, I have to like go back edit the website every single time. So I did do Shopify more over the weekend, and I think I'm not going to work with Shopify today. The main thing that I need to get done is Etsy, because there's been some issues with Etsy. I just this morning, because of the issues that I discovered last night, and I registered for VAT, but like that's gonna take a few weeks to get my VAT number. Pretty much what I figured out was why the math wasn't mathing is because Etsy's taking the VAT from the sellers and putting it aside. And then Gelato, one of my print on demand providers, I use 3 of them, they're charging me VAT because I don't have a VAT number put in. So I'm getting like double taxed. So I need to figure that out. And I knew I needed to adjust a lot of my prices. I was just kind of like slowly trying to do that as well as working on the other websites. But clearly I need to, since that's where most of my sales is, I need to like really focus on that today. So like I made a sale last night, but I really was like 20 cents in the red because I didn't realize of the whole VAT issue. And it wasn't an item that I had updated the pricing to yet. So I need to go back and look at that anyway because it's a mug. And it seems like it's gonna be more difficult for mugs to be more profitable on Etsy. The other issue is I had priced everything for the pricing in the US, and the production cost is more in Europe, and I didn't realize that. So I need to like go back through and like potentially see if there's another print provider that has in total with the production cost and the shipping cost a cheaper price than like what I already have. I need to like compare prices. Also considering opening up a QuickBooks because just to help with bookkeeping, and I have my business bank account but I have like little to no money in it because like we're literally broke. I have a lot I need to do on my websites. Also like with Shopify, I'm having issues with the integration system with Shopify going into Google Merchant Center, and it only updates once a day, and I'm having issues with some stupid age group error that apparently happens all the time on Google Merchant Center, and it can be a little bit difficult to, so because of that, I'm like I can only really update that like at night because it updates like at a random time during the day. Like it could update at 8 a.m. today or 2 p.m. So I can't really fix that until tonight. I need to update it and see if it's like fixed by then. I have so much I need to do. But for now, I at least have gotten the VAT number out of the way. I feel like maybe doing QuickBooks is on the back burner. We still haven't filed our US taxes either. That's a whole nother thing. Might ask my dad to do that because some lady, we like reached out because it's like getting complicated with our like resident status and then me having a small business, and this lady was like, I'm gonna charge you $700 if I do it. And I was like, that's insane. Our income is like literally 0. That's fun. Income of 0 is stressful. Especially since Jacob did make a little bit of an income doing Uber Eats and bicycling, but literally since the weather, it's like literally physically unsafe for him to be out there. So he hasn't worked like a month and a half, which kind of sucks. It's frustrating, but I feel like I have something in my eye. Anyway, I need to get going on work. But the things that take longer that I need to do first in the house is I need to set the humidifier. It's so dry in here. It's always dry in here because we have like a really good airflow system in this apartment that is supposed to regulate humidity. It's especially helpful in the summer, but not in the winter because then it's like everything is so dry in here. So I need to get some lotion on, and I'm gonna bring our humidifier out and put it on there. But what takes the longest time to do is laundry. So first I actually need to go for laundry in. Something in this bathroom smells and I don't know what it is. I'm hoping it's whatever I'm putting in laundry. Because I don't know what it is. It smells like literal poop, but like our bath or like toilet isn't clogged. There's nothing in our trash. So I'm hoping it was maybe Jacob's clothing or something. So there's hay on our rug. The life of having rabbits. Today we are using neutral because I used the Ika brand and I started getting contact dermatitis from it. Out of everyone in my family, I'm like the least likely to ever react to anything. And I was the only one reacting to it, so don't know what happened with that. I'll be real with you, I need to clean this. I'm too overwhelmed to do that today. That's gonna be for another day. Full blast. And I'll be real here, I am glad that class got canceled because Henry did something really odd last night where he woke up at 4. Kid never wakes up at 4. And was awake. I honestly, I think he started to get sick. So he was awake till like 5, just stirring. He settled a little bit more once we gave him like water, which we didn't give him that long into it. But I was like, oh God, he's getting sick. And Jacob and I were like almost ready to give up on putting him back to bed. But he finally settled. And then I took my ADHD meds before my teacher said in the messages that class was canceled. So I potentially would have slept in maybe a little bit longer, but I'm glad because if I am tired, then I can just get home today. I don't have to go anywhere, and that was miserable. But first order of business is I need to find online. I know there were manuals that people were posting online on specifically the mugs, and see how to make them profitable because it doesn't seem like it's a super profitable thing. But I also want to like offer more mugs on Etsy. So let's see what I can find on the internet. Update, I tested a bunch of math. Overwhelmingly for the mugs, and I'm probably gonna have to do this for every item now because I'm gonna like doubt myself. Gelato is the cheapest. I am able to make, I call it dynamic pricing, but like domestic and global pricing, I think is what they call it. But I can only make it for Sweden, US, and then it's like everywhere else. So there's gonna be some math involved in that. And also the prices are gonna have to be higher until I get that VAT number because I'm gonna have to pay double tax. That makes it a little bit complicated. So now I need to try to do some math and figure out what I need to price my item at to make it profitable, because then also I have to include the production price. I'm not sure if I'll include the shipping price, depends on what I find. And then also on top of that, it's the VAT is 25% on top of whatever the total price is of the shipping and the item. And then Etsy takes 10% of the total transaction, not just your profit. So it's a lot of math that hurts my brain. I think I'm coming to understand that a little bit more. It makes me want to rip my hair out. But Jacob just had to go to the neighbor and be like, hey, turn your music down, because I made a video yesterday, but it's gonna get like posted on TikTok after this, probably, maybe. Our neighbors, all of a sudden when I came home, and they're kind of new here, were blasting music. Now, our apartment building is like so soundproof. Like I barely ever hear our neighbors. We're right next to the train station, so I think they did like extra remediation when they renovated these apartments, because we don't hear the trains go by. We're literally right next to it. Trains screeching all day long. We don't hear any of the announcements. The announcements I can hear across town. That's how loud they are. I don't hear any of them. For them, and I literally said this to Jacob when new people move in, which we're getting brand new neighbors at some point on that side, because this was our problem at our last apartment, I was like, I really hope there's not a noise issue. Lo and behold, they're playing music so loud in this apartment that I could hear what song was playing. I knew the song. There's Jacob. So Jacob called and they were like, go ask them. So Lydia was like, oh, I didn't know I was playing it that loud. Listen, our old apartment, paper thin walls. This apartment, you have to be playing it insanely loud for me to be able to hear it through my wall. And both Jacob and I are working from home today, mostly me. He only is working for a short time. But also this would be the time that Henry's napping. She's claiming she turned it down. If you people want to blast out their eardrums, just put headphones in. You can't tell me, because these are older people, you can't tell me that when people do this, they haven't previously had the same issue at other apartments. Like if you're that cocky enough to play music that freaking loud in the middle of the day, you're clearly doing it in other places that you've lived. If they were to throw a party every few months, whatever, we deal with it, but not every freaking day when I'm working from home. And I'm trying to understand complicated stuff, but I think I figured out the price point at which I'm going to sell the mugs, and I will make a little bit of profit now, and then once I get my VAT number, I'll make a little more profit because I won't be getting double taxed. And I'm also going to try to put in I don't think I'll do dynamic pricing or domestic and whatever pricing. I feel like that wouldn't benefit me, because it would benefit you if you have shipping involved in the price, I think, or if there was such a significant price difference. But when it's literally like 30 crowns difference between the items, production wise, I don't think it's gonna matter. So I think I'm just gonna make the price actually for all of them. I feel like that would, because if I do domestic and global, I think my question would be, where else is the production price going to be the highest? I think I'll leave it for now, unless I all of a sudden start getting orders from like other countries. I'm mostly focused on the EU countries, and where people say all those grandmother Swedish names. Focus on those regions now, and then if the shop pops off and I need to like change the pricing for other countries, cool. I did get an order from the UK. I've gotten a few orders from the US. The UK, the pricing is actually, the production and shipping is cheaper, so it wouldn't really matter in that case anyway. I'm gonna change those prices, and then I don't know what I'll do next. I think I need to change some titles of some items. I was gonna look at the pricing of some items, and then, yeah. It's confusing. It's noon. Big stretch. I've updated all of the jewelry prices and the mug prices. I did so much math. My brain hurts. I'm gonna take a lunch break, watch TikToks, eat some pasta salad. I need to do some of my Swedish, so maybe I'll do a section of Swedish, do a little more work, do a section of Swedish. Now that I figured out what I'm doing, I think it will come together a little quicker as I continue to do it this afternoon, hopefully. We're back at it. I ate lunch, I ate my pasta salad. I went and I cleaned the bathroom sink. That was like my one house chore, because I like to switch things up and have variety. And then I need to do a little bit of my Swedish ordfield. I always mess up that word. I think I'm only gonna do 2 pages because I hate pages where they're like, come up with your own sentence. That like makes my brain work a little more hard than I would like it to. So, because I'm not like creative in that way. So only gonna do a few of these and then get back to check the prices. Don't worry, I stretched off camera. Henry is gonna be home any minute. Jacob just is on his way to picking up from preschool. She's begging to get him. So I did the rest of my Swedish that I wanted to do for the day. I updated a few more item prices. I feel like by Crank, I can maybe get that done all by tonight. I ended up, Jacob had a suggestion of like, why don't you use a Google, not just a Google, but like an Excel sheet to do like the equations, which I was like, I can't remember making equations on Excel for the life of me, but I did do it, and it was a little bit faster. It still like takes time because I have to like compare the total cost that's the highest of the shipping and the production combined, so I still have to like scroll through the listings. But since Henry's coming home, it means we really need to work on getting dinner. I might offer him the pasta salad tonight, see how he does with it. Usually they eat like super well balanced meals at school, so I'm sure he's already gotten his like protein in amount in his vegetables in for the day, although there's vegetables in that pasta salad. Jacob and I will probably eat something different since we had the pasta salad for lunch. We have nugs. I haven't had nugs in a while. We bought nugs. But I need to figure out what we're gonna eat. And I need to like baby-proof the place, so. First order of business is putting the cords away. Ooh, I'm falling. Cord. We usually just kind of shove them on the table. We don't have like space for an extra like cabinet in here because like Henry would grab at it, so it'd be really convenient if there was like a little extra space for us to put all of our cords. Currently there isn't. This apartment's, I think we're outgrowing this apartment. I'll say it that way. I think there's a lot of things I like about this apartment, but I think in terms of like Henry needs his own room at this point. But that's for the summer. We have to put cords down. He likes to play with my backpack, so I gotta put that away. He's outside his area of messing with. I forgot to have an afternoon snack. I forgot. I was gonna eat something and then I got so into my research. Okay. Before Henry comes home, eat snack quick. I think what I'll do, I think I'll just do a baby goat cheese for now. We do also have pork, so maybe we'll do pork tonight. Because that's in the fridge and then we can freeze the rest of it for next week. So pretty much at this point, once Henry gets home, nothing gets done until he goes to bed. Besides like us hanging out with him, like nothing like chore wise or like, well maybe laundry. I told Jacob to dump the laundry and I'm wondering if he turned it off. I didn't want him to turn it off. I don't hear it running out. I told him the water thing needed to get emptied. Wait a minute. Is my laundry still wet? Where is it? I didn't think it was done. It says the setting is supposed to take 3 hours. The water thing is full. I'm wondering if he took it out and didn't pay attention to what he was doing. No, it feels a little damp. What I'm gonna do is we can just spread it out all over the bed. It's like very slightly damp, but it's so dry in this place that spread it out. And if there's anything super damp tonight when I go to put the clothing away before Henry goes to bed, we can do that. So that's probably like the one thing we will get done before Henry goes to bed, is we will put clothing away. But that's something easy because it only takes a few minutes. One person will stay with Henry. One person will come out. He gets angry when we both leave. I felt like I'd heard something, but no, he's not here yet. I love it when he comes in and I stick my head down the hallway and I go, Papa? And he's like, maybe we can catch that. I'm holding it way too far. Close to my face. Way too close to my face. Bones have not been very playful today. They have been partying it up at night though of late. Odie's definitely feeling better after surgery. Oh, that's a whole nother topic for if you want more information on that. That's on my TikTok. Oh, it's gonna die. So I need to plug my camera in, but I didn't have much else to say. So. It's almost 6:30 now. And Henry's gonna go to bed soon. So I figured I'd show you guys Henry because he got home and we ate and we played. And that's what happens this time of day. Henry! Are you gonna go to bed, Papa? Oh, you want to get your binky? You say good night. No? Okay. All right, see you later, Henry. Henry's currently being put down. On tonight's menu, we had pork. And we ate that while Henry was playing. And then some corn. And then I'm gonna shower afterwards and then get back to work. Because that's what working from home means. And then I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and go back to work again. And then in the afternoon I'll have class. It's now 7:40. I finished my work early. And I don't know if I said this earlier, but I watched a new show, The Perfect Neighbor. I think I talked about this. And now I started a new show. Well, that was like a movie, docu-series, but it was really just one. It was a movie. And then I'm starting a new show, which I really like so far. It's called Working Moms. Really funny. And now I get to have the task of researching doing my taxes in the US. It doesn't need to be that complicated, but like, it is. So fun. It's much later in the night. It's 10:50. I need to close this vlog out. I was able to do the tax return through my expat taxes. It's going to be expensive because I have my own small business. It was a pain in the butt. We started at around 8, it's now 10:50. We typically are like in bed latest 10:30, so we're trying to pay for it, but Jacob's card is flagging for fraud because it goes through the payer that's in the Netherlands, so he's trying to get his mom to call up the bank and say, hey, take off the fraud alert so we can pay. If not, we can just pay it tomorrow, because that's the nice thing. And it doesn't, we decided to save a little bit of money and not do our main tax returns, but we can do those for free through software, and that will be much easier to do than the like federal one. So I'm gonna have Jacob be on that project for the next week. But it feels so much better that it's done. I ended up FaceTiming my dad and being like, you wanna do it? And he was like, no. And I was like, damn. So I needed to figure it out. Apparently there's some extra new forms in terms of running a business that I was unaware existed that I need to obtain. So, yeah. Not fun, but gotta do it.